People don't realize right now in this business that the assignment technique is the lowest paying technique you can do. The problem, Scott, is for some reason, people come into this industry and they label themselves as a flipper or as a wholesaler.
Right.
And I'm either a wholesaler and that's all I do, or I'm just a flipper and I don't even do lead gen and I buy from wholesalers. And I think we're really missing the boat, because when you combine those two the way I described it, then you get really good at lead gen, and then you're super picky about which ones you keep, and you can I think create $1 million business very easily.
And the result, Jerry, is you have $1 million. What the takeaway and the big moment from Jerry is when you get the lead gen and your system is running as a wholesaler, and every month you get to that home run, don't pass it down the street.
Yeah.
Because that, folks, is where you're giving up the $60,000 to $80,000 that Jerry's talking about a deal, which is going to get you to the $1 million, because you're going to get there.
I'm very strict about my fix and flip formula. It's got to be the 70% less repairs is your buy number.
So 70% of the after repaired value is Jerry's formula to be successful in what we're doing.
Yep. And so if you want to hit a 60 or higher profit following that formula, then your ARV has to get into the 400, 500, 600 price point.
Sure.
Because then it's all percentages now, right? So what's the math? The 30% that you're pulling off the top does three things. It does your carrying cost, which is your hard money, private money. I fund my deals mostly 100%. I do 80% hard money, 20% private money. I'm 100% in.
Yep.
That accounts for about 6% of ARV. Okay. Closing cost and commissions and all of that, because you're buying and selling now as a flipper. So you got fees, right? That comes to about 8-9%. And then that gives you 15% for your profit. So if you're truly following the 70% formula and you're doing a 500 ARV deal, that's a 70,
right there.
Whatever. That's a
$75,000
profit deal. But you've got to understand ARV. You got to understand your renovations. You got to buy at 70% less repairs. The two things that hold wholesalers back and intimidate them is financing.
Yep.
Because if you're flipping now, you're owning.
Yep.
You're financing. You got to get that money to buy it. You got to have that money to renovate it. And then the other thing is renovating. So it's very intimidating for wholesalers to think about managing contractors and managing a rehab.
Yeah.
So then they let the money and they let the renovation side of it prevent them from doing those home run deals. It's just another skill set. Just like you learned how to talk to motivated sellers, you can learn that. It's not that hard to learn.
Learn how to talk to the contractor.
Learn how to raise money.
Exactly.
To me, the number one skill set you could learn in this business, if you want to go into the million plus profit range, is to raise capital. You have to be able to raise capital. People don't realize right now in this business that the assignment technique is the lowest paying technique you can do. Yeah.
But if those guys stopped for a minute and said, hey, listen, I'm going to take the one home run that I just passed down to investor B, and I took that home run and I kept it, those guys would be double, tripling their income.
Easy. And we're not talking either super heavy renovations. Some of these, you can buy it, take it down, relist it. Now you've got maximum exposure because you're on the MLS. You got 10,000 eyeballs seeing your deal.
Yeah, in today's market, people are
outlier. Every deal has an outlier that's going to pay way more than everybody else. Now you made 80 grand where you would have made 10 or 15 on an assignment. Here's the thing. I'm super transparent about what I do, how much I make. 2021, we're at the beginning of 2022. 2021, my taxable income. Okay, so just put this in perspective for everybody listening. Not gross, net, after as many write-offs as I possibly can, all my expenses, right? My net taxable income is $7 million for 2021. Wow. Now I'm keeping all of that because I moved to Puerto Rico and I take the tax advantage, but I run a very small team. I don't have company offices. I don't have really employees. Most everybody's 1099, a small handful of people and now that's not all in deals. Some of that's my other businesses, but the point is I run a very low overhead, high margin business.
Yeah, and so you figured out, Jerry, you said, my time is valuable. I don't want the singles anymore, so to speak. You're going to get them, but you want the home runs. You'd rather get up to the fence and swing to out of the park every time than play. And that's how come your income has grown to $7 million.
Here's the mistake that flippers make. They don't want to learn lead gen. So then what they do is Tony brings them a deal, right? And they say, oh, you know what? That deal's not quite my formula. No thanks. Right? Now, what if that flipper also knew how to do lead gen And then rather than that throwaway deal that doesn't meet his margin, he just wholesaled it for 20
Absolutely.
grand.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so my big thing that I do is the YouTube channel.
Yep.
So I put a lot of energy and effort into my YouTube channel, Flipping Mastery TV. I put my heart and soul into the content. I try to make it as relevant and as detailed and as good as I possibly can. Most of that, probably about 80% of that's wholesaling, maybe 20% of that's fix and flip. That tends to be the industry. I'm really big in giving lots of free resources. We have over 40 free resources from checklists, contracts, scripts, all of that. I want to really empower people to go out and get their start in this business. Now, if people want to go to a whole nother level, we do some coaching. My big thing, my baby is my software. I have a software called Flipster.
Yeah, I saw that. So that's an app. That's a app.
Yeah, break that down because I think Scott would love to hear this one.
Okay, so it's called Flipster. It competes with like the prop streams and the batches in the form of data. And this past year, we've invested heavily in data. So we're almost at a point now where we're going to have 150 million records similar to PropStream and the others. My goal is to have the same or better data than the biggest providers out there. So we're investing a ton in data, but I wanted to take it to a whole nother level for flippers and wholesalers. The goal is to have everything you need to run your business under one roof. So we've got all of the marketing tools like SMS and RVM, and we have a CRM. We have a workflow where you move your deal from step 1 to step 2. We have digital contracts. We have deal analyzers. For flippers, we have budget trackers. And
that's all in that $97 a month.
Right, yeah. So it's really cool. We launched it in 2014, and I've been building on it. Every 6 months, we do a new version, constantly improving it. We're about to launch version 8 here next month with some new features and some new tools. So I have not opened it up to an affiliate program. So it's just all mine, and it's all whatever I market and whatever I bring in. Now it does very, very well. It's because we have pretty high subscription base considering, but we're getting ready to launch later this year an affiliate program, and I think that's going to put us on the map because now big influencers that want to promote that can now get a piece of it.
Can promote and get some residual recurring revenue.
Yeah, that's how you get the heavy hitters to get behind it, and you can really take it to a new level. I just didn't want to release it to an affiliate model until I had it at this place I envisioned it being. And we're almost there. So we have an amazing subscription base that uses it and has success with it. So we offer our students funding for deals that want to get into fix and flip. So it's not just wholesaling, it's also fix and flip, but it's really an all-inclusive platform. I want to really make sure it's not just a data provider because you can get data everywhere.
It's an all-inclusive everything. So if I'm a newbie or if I'm interested in real estate, for $97, I can go and start exploring this program and really digging my teeth in. 10,000 records of leads a month I get, like PropStream and etc.
We have seller sites. We have cash buyer sites. We have private lender sites. So we have ways to build your business through the platform.
That's outstanding.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So check it out, everyone.
Getflipster.com. You can check it out.
Getflipster.com.
Yeah, that's the way to check that out.
That's great. Jerry, thanks for that.